Hi, this is Nick. Welcome to ISG, where we talk all things real estate in the Czech Republic. Today, we're going to look at the history of cutting interest rates. For this video, I wanted to do this with a chart that you can see in front of you so you can see what I am looking at and talking about. Now, the thing is, with the Czech Republic, we only have data back until the 90s. And also the data from 1991 to 2000, it isn't kind of that interesting because the market was so underdeveloped back then. So what I've done here is I've just looked at the rates from interest rates from between 2000 and 2016 and the prices that we had then. So here in the blue bars, we've got the average price. So we can see from 2000 onwards, it's pretty much just grown. You know, it grew, fell back a bit, grew, fell back a bit, grew some more. And this continues, as we know, right through to the current time. You know, obviously we had a bit of a peak in 2021, 22, and then during 2023 we've fallen a bit and recovered. And this orange bar is the average mortgage, so the average interest rate. This is the pre-board rate, which is something that the banks stick to. So that wouldn't have been the actual interest rates. There would have been bank's margin and other costs on top. So where we start, we're around 5.2. That was probably more like 6.2-ish, so kind of similar to what we've had now. So we see the situation starts off kind of the similar as it's been right now. So 2000, 2001, we had very high rates, much similar to what we've had right now. And then those rates fell down, which is what we're starting to see. Now, whether the path of this interest rate fall is quite as steep as what we will see in the future, it remains to be seen. The Czech National Bank is talking about a much calmer drop in interest rates across the next couple of years. But what we can see is we were in a very much a growth market. So despite these high interest rates, there was a lot of growth, which is something we've not really been in for the last year. So it's a slightly different situation. What we can see is interest rates fell and at the same time prices increased. But then interest rates continued to fall, as we see down here, and prices actually fell back a little bit before they went up once more. So in this sort of early 2000s, this is around the sort of dot-com bubble burst. And you know there was an effect of that over here. We had prices going up and up and up, and then they fell down again. So it will be interesting to see if we see prices fall as well, or whether we see prices increase quite a lot to a kind of unsustainably high level, and then they fall back down. Whether we've actually had our current reduction in prices is already like as much as it's going to go right now. And we look a little bit further. If we look at the well-known previous recession after the 2008 credit crisis, we can see here, interest rates went up and up and up at the same time as prices were going up. So right from 2005, prices continued to go up. Interest rates went up to try and slow that down, and it ended up with interest rates coming right down. We can see here, really, really low rates. We were picking up rates around 2%, 2.5% here, dropping to even lower rates under 2% here. And all that time, the price just fell. And then around 2012, 2013, prices started going up again, and then it's away from there. So if it kind of seems more similar to me to what we saw in the early 2000s, where we saw the interest rates quite high for quite a long period of time. But maybe this period will even be flatter, so we might not quite see such a raise in prices during this time. But once the interest rates do fall significantly, most likely we will see an after effect of some prices going down. Across this entire period, there was a lot of speculation. There was the ascension to the EU. There's been a lot more since they've joined the EU. So the Czech real estate market's been in a really, really strong situation, and that's why overall this trend was quite positive. It remains to be seen whether it will be similar again, whether there's still a lot more growth, or whether the fact that the prices are becoming more and more similar to other cities in Europe, whether there'll be less investors driving this, and whether we might just see prices sort of trend down. But we'll wait and see as the Czech National Bank decides on its interest cuts. Thanks very much for watching. See you again soon.